The doors were locked. The guards were gone. The king was alone, and the blade was already inside him. But here's the question no one asks. Why would God save a nation using an assassin? This isn't the story they teach in Sunday school. There are no angels here, no pillars of fire, no voices from heaven, just silence, strategy, and a weapon hidden where no one thought to look. Because sometimes deliverance doesn't announce itself. Sometimes it walks in quietly, strikes once, and changes everything. Israel had fallen again, not to armies, not to famine, but to compromise. They wanted to fit in, to blend with the nations around them. They worshiped their gods, married their daughters, forgot their identity. And God let them feel the weight of that choice, so he allowed oppression. 18 years under Moab, 18 years of tribute payments, 18 years of bowing to a foreign king, 18 years of humiliation, the kind that grinds you down. That makes you forget you were ever free. And then God chose a deliverer. Not a warrior, not a prophet, not someone with a resume. A man named Ehud from the tribe of Benjamin. And the Bible adds one strange detail. He was left-handed. In ancient times, that wasn't a skill. It was a flaw, a disadvantage, something that made you different in a world that valued conformity. So why would God start here? Why choose the one detail that made Ehud overlooked? Because God doesn't need what we expect. He needs what we ignore. Ehud prepares quietly. No announcement. No anointing oil. No prophetic vision in the town square. He works alone. In secret. In the hours when no one is watching. Because this mission doesn't need witnesses. It needs precision. He forges a dagger. Double-edged, short, 18 inches. Just long enough to be lethal. Just short enough to hide. The kind of weapon that doesn't make you a warrior. It makes you effective. Then he straps it. Not where guards would search. Not on his left hip where every right-handed man carries his blade. But on his right thigh, hidden under his robes. In the one place no one expects. Because no one expected a left-handed strike. Guards are trained to watch the dominant hand. The obvious threat. But Ehud's advantage wasn't strength. It was the fact that everyone assumed he worked like they did. This wasn't strength. This was strategy. And God allowed it. Why? Because sometimes the path to freedom doesn't look heroic. Sometimes it looks calculated, patient, and brutally efficient. Ehud walks into enemy territory, into the palace of King Eglon, the oppressor of Israel, the man who made them bow for 18 years. The Bible describes the king bluntly. Very fat, not just overweight, very fat, bloated with wealth he extracted from Israel, comfortable, lazy, the kind of ruler who got soft in his power, who stopped watching his back because no one had challenged him in years. Very unaware. That's the part no one mentions. Eglon had no idea what was coming, because tyrants never do. They think oppression lasts forever. They think power makes them untouchable. Ehud delivers the tribute, gold, goods, submission, everything Eglon expected. He plays the part perfectly. Head bowed, voice respectful, the picture of a defeated people sending their gifts. And Eglon? He barely looks at him. Then Ehud turns to leave. His duty done, the tribute delivered. But halfway to the door, he stops, he turns back, and says something that changes the entire atmosphere in that room. I have a secret message for you. From God, not from Israel. Not from a prophet. From God. And every person in that room knows you don't ignore a message from God, even if you worship other gods, even if you're the enemy. Divine words carry weight. Eglon leans forward. The guards shift uncomfortably, and Ehud stands there, waiting, because he knows what comes next. The king will dismiss everyone. He'll want privacy for this. He'll want to hear the secret alone. And that's exactly what happens. The guards step out. The doors close. And Ehud gets exactly what he came for, access. The doors close. The sound echoes, heavy, final like a tomb ceiling. Silence, complete silence. 2 men, 1 room. One knows what's about to happen. The other has no idea. The king rises from his seat, slowly, with effort. It takes him a moment, his massive body struggling against gravity. But he rises, and do you know why? Because it's a sign of respect. For a message from God, even this pagan king knows divine words deserve reverence. But the message wasn't spoken. There were no words from heaven, no prophecy, no judgment declared aloud. The message was delivered, swift, silent, irreversible. In one motion, Ehud reaches across his body. Left hand, right thigh. The movement is so fast, so practiced, so unexpected that Eglon doesn't even have time to react. The blade is out. The distance is closed. And history changes. This is the moment Israel has been waiting 18 years for. The moment of deliverance. And it happens in absolute silence. No one hears. No one sees. Just God, and that's enough. The dagger sinks in, deep, so deep the Bible records a detail that's almost impossible to believe. The handle disappears. The entire blade, 18 inches of bronze, gone, swallowed by the king's massive body. The king doesn't scream. He doesn't fight. He doesn't call for help. The wound is too precise, too deep, too final. His body just accepts it, collapses under its own weight. The doors remain shut. No one knows. The guards are outside. The servants are waiting. The palace continues its rhythm. Business as usual. While inside this room, everything has changed. Ehud doesn't pull the blade out. He leaves it, embedded, hidden, because removing it would create evidence, would create noise, would create a scene. And he needs time, just enough time to walk out, to cross the threshold, to disappear before anyone realizes what happened. So he locks the doors from the inside, using the king's own security against them. The heavy bronze bolt slides into place with a solid click. Then Ehud steps over the body, opens a side entrance, and walks away, calmly, like a man who just delivered a message, which, in a way, he did. Outside the main doors, the servants wait, still unknowing, still patient, still assuming everything is normal, that their king is attending to private matters. They have no idea that the man who just walked past them just ended 18 years of oppression. With one strike, In complete silence, minutes pass, then longer. The servants shift their weight, glance at each other, check the sun's position. How long has it been? They whisper quietly, respectfully. He must be relieving himself. It's the only explanation, the only reason a king would lock himself in a room for this long. It's awkward, but it makes sense. So they wait and wait. The sun moves across the floor. Other servants pass by, ask what they're doing. Waiting for the king. How long? A while now. The questions continue. But no one wants to disturb him. No one wants to be the guard who interrupted the king during private matters. But eventually, embarrassment turns to panic, because this isn't normal anymore. This is too long. Something is wrong. They can feel it now. That shift from patience to concern, from concern to dread. They call for a key. Their hands are shaking now. The lock clicks. The bronze bolt slides back, and the doors creak open slowly, revealing what they hoped they wouldn't see. Their king collapsed, silent, still. The greatest shock isn't just that he's dead. It's that someone did this here, in the heart of his palace, in his private chamber, under their watch, and they never heard a sound. By then, Ehud is gone, long gone, miles away, walking roads they'll never think to search. Because who would suspect a tribute bearer? Who would imagine that the quiet man who came to bow, came to break the chains? Ehud doesn't run. Running draws attention. Running looks guilty. So he walks, steady, measured, like a man with nothing to hide. He passes stone idols, carved gods, silent witnesses lining the road, Chemosh, Baal, Ashtoreth, the gods Moab trusted, the gods that demanded Israel's submission. And they stand there, lifeless, powerless, unable to stop him, unable to sound the alarm. Just stone, nothing more. It's ironic, isn't it? These gods that supposedly gave Moab power over Israel, these deities that received tribute and sacrifices, and they can't do anything. They can't protect their king, can't prevent their nation's judgment, can't even move, because they're not real. They never were. Ehud crosses the border from Moabite territory into Israelite land. The shift is subtle, a stone marker, a change in the landscape, but it means everything. He's home, he's safe, and the mission is complete. He reaches the hill country of Ephraim, and there he does something brilliant. He blows the trumpet, the shofar, the ram's horn that announces war, that rallies the people, that says it's time. Rise up. The oppressor has fallen. Now we fight, and this time God's people move. For 18 years they were frozen, afraid, defeated. But now they have hope. Now they have a leader. Now they have proof that God hasn't forgotten them. So they grab their weapons. They leave their homes. They become what they were always meant to be: warriors, deliverers, free men. Israel strikes Moab, not with surprise, not with ambush, but with confidence, with the kind of certainty that comes from knowing God is with you. They march to the Jordan, the fords, the crossing points, and they seize them, every single one. Because Moab's army is still in Moab, and when they try to come home, they can't. Israel has cut them off, trapped them. The hunters have become the hunted. The battle isn't even close. 10,000 Moabites fall. The Bible is specific about that number. 10,000. Not approximately, not around, exactly 10,000. And then it adds something even more shocking. Not one escaped. Not one. Think about that. In ancient warfare, there were always survivors. Always someone who fled. Someone who surrendered. Someone who got away. But not here. Here, the judgment was complete, total, final, because this wasn't just a battle. This was justice. 18 years of oppression answered in one day. And when it's over, the land has peace. Not for a year, not for 5 years, for 80 years, an entire generation, multiple generations. Children grow up who never knew what it was like to bow to Moab, who never paid tribute, who never felt the weight of foreign chains, all because of a man no one expected, a left-handed assassin who walked into the palace of the oppressor and delivered God's message, not with words, but with action, swift, silent, effective. But the question remains, why would God work like this? Why assassination instead of open battle? Why deception instead of declaration? Why would the Almighty use methods that make us uncomfortable?